buck stops for Jaiveer Singh's suicide. While it was a blame game last night, it's tonight become a full-blown confrontation with the centre accusing Kejriwal and his crowd at Jantar Mantars. Matters have taken a fresh turn tonight as the Delhi police enters into a direct turf war with the Delhi Chief Minister.
As Delhi woke up to these dramatic protests, the stage was set for total confrontation. In one part of the city, top Delhi BJP leaders took to the streets, demanding accountability from the Chief Minister and his men. Not too far away, Congress workers too, taking their fight right outside Kejriwal's doorstep. Blaming his government for the farmers' tragic death.
आम लोगों ने आम आदमी पार्टी को आम लोगों ने चुना था, लेकिन आम लोग ही आज उनसे परेशान होने सामने फांसी खा रहे हैं और सिर्फ अपनी राजनीति कर रहे हैं।
हर चीज में ये करना उचित नहीं है। But it was this statement by Rajnath Singh in Parliament that was a declaration of the BJP's centre versus state war.
पुलिस ने नीचे मौजूद लोगों से भी ताली बजाने और नारेबाजी रोकने का बार-बार अनुरोध किया, जिससे उस व्यक्ति श्री गजेंद्र सिंह को उत्तेजित होने से रोका जा सके। इसके विपरीत इस मामले में भीड़ ने ताली बजाना, शोर बजाना, यह सिलसिला जारी रखा।
Trapped in the blame game, the Aam Aadmi Party, which initially preached about not politicizing Jaiveer Singh's death, didn't wait before striking back.
तो देश के गृह मंत्री जो बोल रहे हैं, दिल्ली पुलिस कुछ और बोल रही है। मुझे लगता है कि ये संसद की गरिमा के विपरीत है। अगर वो आम आदमी पार्टी के खिलाफ एक षड्यंत्र रच रहे हैं सत्ता में रहकर, अगर उनकी राजनीतिक प्रतिद्वंदिता पार्टी से है, तो किसान के हित में कम से कम अपने अंतर्गत आने वाली दिल्ली पुलिस का इस्तेमाल ना करें।
And while netas openly squabbled over his death in the capital,
we have come here to pay our respect to the farmer and to tell the farmers throughout the country that Rahul ji and Congress party, we are firmly behind them. No politics, please.
In Dausa, Jaiveer Singh's distraught family had several questions for Kejriwal.
कि मेरी बात में और मेरी नोटिस में चर्चा में आया, मनीष सिसोदिया जी का नाम आया, ठीक है, और उसी हिसाब से मैंने सब बातें की है और मुझे जहां तक जानकारी उन्होंने बुलाया था।
Did Arvind's deputy actually call Jaiveer Singh for the rally? As cops probed this aspect, an FIR detailing an officer's account of the incident has only pushed the AAP government to a corner.
The Delhi police and the Delhi government in confrontation again over the FIR copy that has been very clearly blaming it on the Aam Aadmi Party workers, saying that they were inciting and instigating that farmer from Rajasthan, Jaiveer Singh, to stay on the tree and decide to commit suicide.
Escalating the fight further, the Delhi police has now also refused to join the state probe.
हमें चिट्ठी आई थी, तो चिट्ठी के जरिए उन्हें बता दिया गया है कि आपका जुरिडिक्शन नहीं बनता।
So as the suicide blame game takes center stage, just what message are we sending to India's farmers? Bureau Report, Times Now. Tonight, on India's most watched news show, debate number 1, are they sending the right message to the farmer? Debate number 2, are they concerned about farmers? You're watching the first News Hour debate on Times Now Super Prime Time.
Well, first of course, is the issue of Jaiveer Singh's suicide and what led to it. And with us is Raghav Chadha of the Aam Aadmi Party. Vani Tripathi Tikku, leader of the BJP, is joining us in the studio. Thank you very much, Vani, for joining us. And Congress represented by Jaiveer Shergill. Let's go into the accountability issue out here. We didn't want a blame game on this, but Raghav Chadha, it's begun. First of all, Vani, who do you blame on this? I mean, broadly speaking, people don't want to see a blame game on this. People would like to see all political parties working together. Why is there an ugly brawl tonight about who's responsible and who was egging whom on and what were the circumstances in which he died?
Arnab, I think the question is very much about sensitivity, and it's about a man's life which has been lost. So I think whether it's a blame game or whether it's people throwing stones at each other, I think that is not the part of the debate at all. The sensitivity is that whether you want to get proactively involved in a dialogue as far as the condition of farmers is concerned, or do you want to provoke them to an extent that it can create emotional upheaval?
Who was provoking?
I mean, look at what
provoking whom?
Look at what
because
Gajendra
if you're
Singh
saying something, I hope you'll substantiate
absolutely.
it. Okay.
Gajendra Singh's brother said this morning and said to all television cameras, and TimesNow has been running it since morning, that if this was about a case of a poor farmer or a farmer losing his land or losing his crop, it would have been another issue. According to him, those were not the issues his brother was faced with. According to him, and I'm verbatim quoting, this is about emotional provocation. He says very much the people who were there and the people who were addressing the audience, he also being in the audience, absolutely got entwined, emotionally got entwined in that, and probably it affected him. But again, I'm not saying it's about just somebody being affected. The larger issue is, you talk about proactive governance, you've been talking about pro-poor, land reforms, those kind of things, and then you don't indulge with the government and the governance, but yet you do this rally and it leads to this kind of a tragedy, and then the kind of statements you make after that.
No, Vani,
I think these are very
Vani, just let me come in. Even if you want to obfuscate and defend yourself against the charge that your government does little for the plight of farmers, and even if you want to cover up for the fact that the Basundhara Raje Scindia government, which is a BJP government, did absolutely nothing that is worthwhile as far as compensation to farmers is concerned, I find your entire thesis extremely apocryphal. What you're trying to say, 1 minute, and I'll get Raghav to respond to it. What she's trying to say, Raghav, is that, and you can respond to it, is that the suicide note was fake. There was no crop damage. This was not a farmer who had suffered any destitution, who had not suffered any financial loss. And this was all made up, and it was all part of an AAP conspiracy.
Very much within the land bill. No, very much
for a BJP
Arnab, very much within the land bill.
You don't want any of the blame to come on your side.
Arnab, very much within the land bill, which has been the core, which has been the core of this issue. Look at how much compensation, 1.5% compensation more, and also
1.5%.
I mean, 1.5% of whatever was being given, 1.5% more of that. No, but the question. Wait a minute. The question is, Arnab, can we be insensitive to somebody's life?
But you're being right now.
No, how?
But you are being right now on the program.
Why is the Aam Aadmi Party not indulging in terms of governance, in terms of policy making?
No, I'm thinking.
Why is it not indulging in terms of policy making? Why is it doing this provocative things?
First of all, okay, now we'll get Raghav Chatta to respond to you. I'm sorry, Vani, but I'll take clear positions vis-a-vis both of you. I think, with the greatest of respect to you, with the utmost of respect to you, Vani, that you're being utterly insensitive tonight in trying to say that here is a rich man who did not need to die, but who was simply egged on and doing some tamasha which went out of hand.
I'm not saying that.
That's what you're implying, Vani. That's what you're implying.
No,
but that's what you're implying.
I'm absolutely saying that there is sensitivity. There is sensitivity required. There is sensitivity required. And as far as the Congress Party, doing this blame game is concerned, remember, Mr. Shergill, do you remember what you did with the land bill? No, what did you do with the land bill?
Okay.
What was your position on the land bill? How much? You have launched a website.
BJP manifesto, page 27 of the BJP manifesto says, we will do a lot for agriculture welfare.
But am I discussing manifestos?
Mr. Shergill, you have launched a website. You have launched a website a few days ago.
BJP is busy planning resurgent Rajasthan program in November for corporates, and here farmers are dying.
Where?
Here is the Times of India report. I have it in front of me.
I have it in front of me. You have launched a website inaugurated by Mr. Jairam
40%.
Where you have said,
Times of India report. Times of India report.
Let him speak after that.
Times of India report in front of me. 40% rise in farmer suicides in Maharashtra. And what have you done? 39,000 villages in Maharashtra. Out of which 19,000 villages are destroyed, Ms. Vani Tripathi, in Maharashtra. And what have you done? Zero.
Mr. Shergill, you've launched a website inaugurated by Mr. Jairam Ramesh. Wait a minute.
And you said, BJP by launching a 50 rupees per acre compensation. Mr. Narendra Modi, again Times of India report says, I will increase MSP by 50% on 17th April 2014.
I take it.
Have we?
Only rupees 50 increased.
Okay.
How hypocritical it is.
Arnab, you
BJP
should
is
ask
working
Mr. Shergill
overtime
today
to
that they have
satisfy the
launched a
appetite
website
of
saying
corporate
we will
farmers.
return land to
If
farmers.
BJP has any shame
Has the
left,
BJP or the NDA
if
government
BJP has any
acquired
shame
any
left,
land
they will
as
withdraw
yet?
this land.
Well, just a bit. This is not
something for
No,
Congress.
let him answer this. Has the BJP or the NDA
case
government
of
done
objective-
Now
any...
let she listen to you.
No,
she
no.
listened to you. You
I'm
listen
just-
to him now,
a
please.
case of
No,
objective-
I request you listen to him, please.
Just one
By the
comment.
way, I feel, I'm sorry, I'll come to this issue later. But I feel you all just swept away from the issue.
No.
I
saying the
first
death.
want to address the issue.
Death. A case of abetment of suicide under
By whom?
section
By whom?
306.
Who abetted?
IPC
Can I
has to
come
be
in on this,
registered
Mr.
against
Goswami?
Delhi police and Aam Aadmi Party. The farmer who died was
Mr.
in constant
Goswami, may
touch
I
with
come in
Manish
on this,
Sisodia. This has to be probed. How much was the distance between volunteer, the AAP leader, and where the man was hanging? This has to be probed. As a CM, he can sleep on the footpath. Why did he not show proactiveness to go save the man? Both, it is shameful. Aam Aadmi died in an Aam Aadmi Party rally, and the leaders were mute spectators.
Okay, Raghav Chadda will now respond. Jaiveer, we now request all of you. We have time. We'll all listen to each other. I think we'll have a more constructive debate this way. As of now, I'm focusing only on the issue of the circumstances of Gajendra's death, and right at the start of the debate, and I want Raghav to respond to the point which has been made. Raghav, 2 points made here, but the principal point that Vani started by saying is, she says that there is nothing to prove in this case that here was a destitute farmer who was forced to suicide. She says to the contrary, there was not much crop damage that he suffered. It's all a made-up story. It is aimed at eliciting sympathy. She doesn't say the suicide note is fake, but she basically implies that this is a person who, it's not a case of a farmer committing suicide. Now, my facts speak to the contrary, but anyway, Raghav Chadda, your response to Vani Tripathi Tikku and why you felt that was insensitive for her to say so.
Well, Mr. Goswami, I think this remark from the spokesperson of the BJP was very much expected, and it is on the lines of what Mr. Sambit Patra, the official spokesperson of the BJP, said 2 hours after this incident happened, and Mr. Satish Upadhyay, the Delhi BJP president, after 2.5 hours of this incident. Both of them essentially came out and said that this is a conspiracy. It is a conspiracy orchestrated by the Aam Aadmi Party to gain political mileage, and they are the ones who have orchestrated this suicide. I think, as I said last night on your show, it is a sign of a sick mind and insensitivity towards a farmer's plight, and doing politics over a dead body of a farmer is what the BJP stands for today, and that is what the spokesperson of the BJP is representing on the channel today. Now let me make 3-4 factual corrections, and so that all these points which have have been asked in until now in the debate, or which will be asked henceforth, can be put to rest. Number one, this person, the deceased farmer, was not in touch with Mr. Manish Sisodia. I am saying this with all responsibility. I am the authorized spokesperson of my party, nor he was in touch with any other person of the party. And also I will say that let an investigation happen. If you find I'm
allowing the counter, Raghav. I'm allowing the counter. Raghav, I'm allowing the counter. I'll come to you. I'm allowing brief counter. I'm allowing a brief counter.
For the sake of saving your parties in it, are you saying his brother is lying? Raghav, his brother has said in the morning, even my brother was in touch with Manish Sisodia. The problem is Aam Aadmi Party never wants to take responsibility.
Okay, you made your point. Made your point.
No, what are you trying to imply? No, what are you trying to imply? What are you trying to imply by saying this?
I am trying to imply if there is an angle to his death, it should be probed.
What is the angle?
Have you lost your mental balance?
What is wrong with being in the rally? Why was he not saved?
One minute.
Aam Aadmi Party leaders clapping and giving speeches.
What are you implying? 1 second. He's countering you now. I request both of you. No. At this sensitive point in the debate, I request both of you, Manish, 1 second, Raghav Chadda and Jaiveer Shergill, and please don't speak over each other. You can make the strongest of points against each other. Each of you is expected to respond. Now, don't speak over each other. He says, what are you implying? 1 second, please. Hold yourself back. Raghav, make your point, because you were questioning what Jaiveer Shergill of the Congress Party is implying. Hear him, otherwise you won't know what to respond. Yes, please. Raghav, you were saying something to him.
Mr. Goswami, both the Congress and the BJP, both the Congress and the BJP have been making insinuations since morning and trying to imply that it is the Aam Aadmi Party that has orchestrated this suicide, and it is Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, Mr. Sisodia who are to be blamed for this suicide. I mean, it is extremely shocking to see that political opportunism in this country has stooped to such low levels. Let me complete my point. I'm making a very important point. I am making a very important point.
I have a very small question to ask.
Raghav, a question your way. Raghav, a question your way.
The question is, if you really are absolutely truthful in your heart about about the insinuation that you're saying, which is being implied whether by me or by the Congress spokesperson, answer this, Mr. Chadda. We have seen footage of what happened at Jantar Mantar yesterday. The person was climbing up the tree and there were your volunteers clapping right below that tree. Now tell me, by any camera angle, and I'm also an actor, by any camera angle, the people on stage could see that tree where the person was climbing. Why were you quiet? Why did you not respond? And I am not sure about this, but a media channel has also said in the morning, Mr. Arvind Kejriwal in his speech said, Dosa ka bhai. Who was he referring to? Were there a lot of farmers from Dosa? Who was this Dosa ka bhai that Mr. Kejriwal was referring to? If you are clean in your heart, answer this and we want to know about it.
Okay, let him answer. No, a question has been asked. A question has been asked. You must hear the answer.
Yes.
Answer.
So Mr. Goswami, as I have narrated a number of times since yesterday, and as it has been captured in Times Now cameras and the cameras of other news channels, we had stopped the program for 30 minutes. The leaders from the stage were shouting and howling and requesting for the police corps to step up and rescue this person. It was our volunteers which, after repeated requests, risked their own lives, climbed up the tree and rescued that man. That has been captured in your cameras. You see, I will give
you still couldn't save a life.
No, BJP will give you their side of the story. I will give you my side of the story. Please show the footage. You are the fourth pillar of
the Indian democracy.
You are the conscious keeper. Show the footage. Let us put these insinuations at rest. Secondly, Mr. Goswami, important point.
His lack of proactiveness led to a farmer.
Please.
Let him come.
Mr. Goswami, so we have debated this yesterday also. You can certainly question, all I'm trying to say, Mr. Goswami, and I'm accepting this on your channel, you can question the spontaneity, you can question the swiftness in the action, but please, for heaven's sake, do not question our intention. Can you even think that a political party, at least
can I
party,
can I
orchestrate an event like that? That's one. Number two.
So Mr. Raghav Chadda,
there's a larger...
let's begin with an assumption. Let's begin with an assumption that you believe that both these participants in the panel here today with me in the studio, both Vani Tripathi Tikku and Raghav Chadda, are biased and prejudiced against you. Maybe you think I am, but I am not, and I hope that you actually don't think I am. My question to you is very simple. My information is that within 10 minutes of Gajendra Singh hanging himself from a tree, a person called Kumar Vishwas had already begun the blame game. My information further is that when his body was being taken, a person called Arvind Kejriwal was dramatizing the whole incident, saying, look here, look at the way in which Kisans are dying. In other words, I'm sorry to say this, Raghav Chadda, but your political leaders found in the death of Gajendra Singh a useful political metaphor which they could whip and squeeze for its political potential. And without caring about whether the sensitivity was there, whether you were exploiting a poor farmer's death.
Rather than saving the farmer's life,
I take that.
Let him respond.
Let
him respond to my question.
Jaiveer, let me respond. Mr. Goswami, let me once. There's an echo if you can get it corrected.
Go ahead.
So I will just narrate the incident, the entire, the chronological series of events that took place. You see, once we gauged that a farmer has, climbed up the tree, and he is not climbed up the tree in order to get a good view of the speaker on the stage, but to commit suicide, we stopped the, the speeches for 30 minutes. All the leaders from the stage were shouting and howling, and trust me, Mr. Goswami, I was right next to the stage. We were helpless. Now let me complete, Vani. Goswami, let me complete, please. In all fairness, let me speak. Let's have a civil debate, please. It's a somber occasion. Mr. Goswami,
Mr. Chadha, I know I've had several debates with you before, but talking of civility, of course, I'm all ears to you tonight because I really want to hear what your version of this horrific tragic story is.
Okay, Vani, here.
Mr. Goswami, I was right next to the stage and I can tell you how helpless we were. The only person that we could have called for help was the Delhi police who were there. 3 officers, 5 constables were right next to that tree and where this entire incident was taking place. But we were feeling helpless. We were requesting them to please step up and rescue this person. It was in sheer helplessness that we made this remark. Mr. Goswami, even you can question this. All I'm trying to say, question the spontaneity, question the swiftness of our action, but do not question our intention. And let me make one more point.
Swiftness of action is what is humanity.
Very important point. And after that, the stage is all yours.
Let us speak.
Arnab, if I will see a man dying, I will not even for a minute leap out of the stage and actually go and try and save a life. What is helplessness? And were there 20,000 people on Jantar Mantar yesterday? How many people were there? The media has reported there were about 2,000 people. Within
my question is, please allow me to question.
Will I be a mute spectator and look at a person dying right in front of my eyes?
My question to Raghav Chadha is this. Raghav Chadha, you are basically saying that the Delhi police is responsible. 2 questions to Raghav Chadha from my side, please. Raghav, is the Delhi police... Raghav, just hear me for a minute. Let's have a very clear Q&A session with you, please, because there are many inconsistencies in what you're saying, and you're a logical man occasionally, and you may want to see through the logic of my questions tonight. Is the Delhi police responsible for the fact that in a vulnerable situation to an audience of farmers at a time when a farmer has committed suicide, your leaders irresponsibly decided to continue the rally and indulge in a blame game with the centre? Will you concede that Kumar Vishwas and Arvind Kejriwal's speeches after Gajendra Singh had been rushed to the hospital could have potentially led to an ugly situation in which people would have got incited against the law and order machinery? Question number 1. Question number 2, according to the FIR filed, AAP supporters were quote-unquote clapping when the man, while looking at a man who had climbed up a tree at 12:50 p.m. yesterday afternoon. Should this be true, can you deny that it was your volunteers in the moment who could have been instigating the farmer who's already distressed? And what was your top leadership doing to stop the volunteers from inciting Gajendra Singh in the moment? He should reply to my question.
I will answer both the questions and I will take some amount of time. After that, if you want, I won't speak on the debate. Just please give me some time to explain this point because it's a very important point. Number 1, with respect to the Delhi police, the FIR filed, etc., that you've raised, some very pertinent questions. Let me say this, Mr. Goswami, and I will substantiate my argument that the BJP or the government, the central government, is using the Delhi police as a political weapon to corner the Aam Aadmi Party, to shift the entire focus from the larger plight of the farmers to the role of the Aam Aadmi Party, number 1. Number 2, and I am substantiating it, Mr. Meena, the Special Commissioner of Police, has been quoted in every English newspaper of Delhi saying that it is not our responsibility to rescue this person, number 1. Number 2, many eyewitnesses have gone on record on various media channels and said that we requested the 5 cops who were around that incident and they did not. I'm making a logical point. Please give me some time. Please,
Jaiveer, give him the time. Please, let him answer my questions. I'll come to you. We have
3-4 points after which, yes, let me make 3-4 important points. After that, you are absolutely free to come in. So, this was Mr. Meena's role. Number 2, many eyewitnesses have gone on record and stated that the cops who were there declined to step up to the situation, and they said that first go to the police station, get a written order, and only then we will come and help you guys. Number 2, Satish Upadhyay, Sambit Patra, all of the BJP spokespersons within 1 hour of the or 1.5 hours of the event came up with a conclusion that it is a conspiracy. Number 3, Mr. Bassi, the police commissioner, without getting an the autopsy report, has gone on record and made conclusions, drawn conclusions, made statements about the demise and what are the real reasons behind that. Number 3, the Aam Aadmi Party government in Delhi, as per law, as per section 174 and section 176, ordered a ministerial inquiry, 174, 176 of CRPC, which Jaiveer would know, which is absolutely mandatory. It is not an optional provision, it is a mandatory provision. The Delhi police, no, hold on, the Delhi police,
Aam Aadmi
the
Party
Delhi
is
police
accused in this
has
case.
declined it.
One at a time.
The
One at a
Delhi
time.
police-
Okay, one at a time. We'll
Raghav,
take
we
it
have
on.
heard you. I want to ask you, have you read section 306 of the Indian Penal Code?
Two more points and I will
Did
rest
you
my case.
ask
No,
for Delhi
Raghav,
police help when
counters
people
being
had
allowed.
to-
Counters being allowed, Raghav. No, counters being allowed, Raghav.
Section
Counters
Raghav,
being
I have
allowed.
three questions.
Counter allowed.
Raghav, I have three questions. Or whatever answers you are giving does not answer one question. Why did you not leave the mic and go climb the tree to save the farmer? Number
Absolutely,
two,
I agree with
did
that.
you
I will answer that.
did
I
you
will
ask for
come to
Delhi
that.
police help when
I
you
will
had to
come to
sleep
that.
on the
So I will
footpath
answer
for
that.
photo ops? Did you help for Delhi police help
I
when
will
you had to
answer
climb
that.
trees to cut
Don't make
electricity
it
wires?
political. Don't
Number
make it
three,
political. I will give
number
you a
three,
factual answer.
your first reaction was not to save the farmer. Your
reply.
first reaction was to blame the Delhi police.
I'll reply,
That
boss.
breaks
I'll
your
reply.
intention.
Don't make it political.